Tim Tszyu. Oh, I got some clips for you. Tim Tszyu is taking on Tony Harrison this weekend. It's going to be on Showtime here in the States. The card's going to be starting at 10:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And it's looking like they're not going to be showing any undercard fights. But I'm going to be watching the entire card because there's some fights that I'm interested in on the card. Here, let me pull the card up for you. Let's see. So Tim Tszyu and Tony Harrison got to sit down with Main Event Australia and Fox Sports commentator and pundit Ben Damon. We've interviewed him. Big J has interviewed him multiple times on the channel. Here's the card. Now, I cover Australian boxing, me and Big J, and there's some nice solid fights on this card for hardcore Australian boxing fans. For example, Sam Goodman taking on TJ Doheny. Isaac Hardman taking on Rohan Murdoch. Nikita Tszyu taking on Bo Bilbin. But then the main event is going to be Tony Harrison and Tim Tszyu from the Kudos Bank Arena in Sydney. It's going to be $60 on pay-per-view over in Australia. But what we're going to do is we are going to go and watch some clips of Tony Harrison basically telling the truth about Tim Tszyu and how he got his title shot, and then basically he went from skipping the playoffs going to the Super Bowl because of his name, his father being Costa Tszyu. Me personally, covering how Tim Tszyu got where he is, it's safe to say that Tim Tszyu, he did skip the line. He did jump the line. Let me pull up these clips for you. Follow me on Twitter at TstreeTCONTROVERSY. Now, let me see. I can't show you, obviously, the clips. You know, we'll show a little bit of them, but I don't want to get copywritten. So here's what Tony Harrison had to say about Tim Tszyu. What was my caption here? Okay, here's what Tony Harrison had to say. And as you can see, straight Detroit shit. Fucking slippers, socks, wife beater over in Australia. But I'm going to play this clip for you. Thanks for watching. Please take your time out. Like the video, subscribe.
Fight against Jamel Charlo, who you'd fought twice before for all of the belts. Do you think he deserved to be there?
Hell no. Why? You know, just all honesty, like why? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like who you know what I mean? Like, what ranking did he even go down, or what contender, or what top 5, what top 10 did he fight to get there? Like, no, why? You know what I mean? But like I said,
what could
like,
I possibly have done, but man,
huh?
I've beaten everyone that's put in front of me.
Amen. Amen to that. Amen to that. Amen to promotion. Amen to management. Amen. Amen. You done your job as a fighter. But as the sanctioning bodies, as the guys at the top of the top, why is Tim, no, why is he next up? Come on, play.
So you think I shouldn't deserve to fight for a world
That's
title?
exactly what I'm saying.
For a world title?
No. For all of them. I didn't think you should have been next up to fight for all the belts.
Who,
like
who in your opinion?
I mean, you could have named a bunch of guys. You got guys like Fandora that done fought everybody. You got guys probably number 2, number 3, you know what I mean? Like, Tim, I feel like has fought and beat everybody that they told him to beat. You know what I mean? But he hasn't crossed the pond to beat guys like me and guys like us and guys from America that really possess the talent structures to give him problems. He hasn't faced those guys to be next up to fight for everything? Come on, man. That's a last name thing.
Nah, man. It can't be a last name thing.
Why not?
I've fought 21 opponents and I've gotten rid of all of
Okay,
them.
Tim. Amen to that. Like I said, your management matched you up with good guys. You beat them. Tell me who you beat top 10.
Top 10?
Top 10.
In the rankings?
Who?
My last 4 fights have been all top 10.
Top 10?
Top 10.
In what way?
In each ranking that I fought. That's the best possible opponents that I've had.
You know, now I've been covering Tim Tszyu with Big J. We've covered every Tim Tszyu fight the last 3 years. This is another fighter who I've put the work in. People wasn't in the States, wasn't covering Tim Tszyu. They didn't know who Tim Tszyu was. That's what Jermell Charlo called him. You know, at what fight was that when Tim was here? The Goucher fight. But let's look at Tim Tszyu's resume, and I'm going to break it down for you. 21-0 with 15 KOs. Last fight was against Terel Goucher. Okay, cool. I was never high on Terel Goucher. By the way, Terel Goucher just fought this last weekend on the Figueroa Maxeyo card. I was there in attendance where fans walked out of the Barclays Center when Terel Goucher fought Irisly DeLauro. It was so bad, they didn't have a post-fight press conferences or nothing. They was like, everybody just get the fuck out. Takashi Inoue, no relation. Steve Spark, a blown-up 140-pounder. Dennis Hogan, long in the tooth. Bowen Morgan, who was at the bottom of the barrel, a former 147-pounder, you know, fighting at 154. Jeff Horn literally had no voice and was sick during fight week. Battle-tested, battle-worn. Jack Brubaker, Dwight Ritchie. The WBO chose him because of his name. Let me tell you what they did. And I covered the story here. They picked Tim Tszyu over, he's not ranked anymore, but Magomed Kurbanov, basically because of his name, if you go back and research the WBO ruling. I don't have time to pull it up, but me and Big J did a whole entire video on it. They literally picked him because of his name. And now he's been shoehorned in to fight for all of the belts. So what Tony Harrison is saying is real. This is what else Tony Harrison had to say. By the way, if you want to see this full video, it is available on the FightView360 website here. I'll put the link to the sit down or the face off. It's 30 minutes long if you want to see it, because I'm talking about he was slicing and dicing Tim Tszyu ass up. He was giving it to Tim Tszyu good. You know, basically talking about his resume, and he was doing it in a very polite fashion, if I'm being honest. Here it is right here if you want to watch it. I'll just put it in the comments. Also, it'll be in the info and description box if you're listening on the FightView360 Boxing Podcast that is available on all of your podcast listening platforms: Google, Apple, Spotify, iHeart, Stitcher, and all that them other shits too. Here's another clip here, and this is also what I agree with. By the way, this fight's going to be this weekend at 10:45 p.m. Eastern on Showtime Championship Boxing. Jermell Charlo is going to be doing commentary remotely from the CBS studios in New York. That was just announced several hours ago via press release by Showtime. He won't be in person. He's going to be commentating remotely from New York on the fight. Remember, Charlo and Tszyu were supposed to fight. What date was that? Was that March? It was this month. It was last month. I think they were supposed to fight, right? I don't remember. They were supposed to fight, and Charlo broke his hand. So it's expected that the winner of Charlo, of Tszyu Harrison, is going to fight Charlo for undisputed. And me personally, I think that PBC sent Tony Harrison over there to beat to beat Tim Tszyu so they can keep that fight in-house. You know, meaning Harrison and Charlo Harrison 3 in-house, which is a much bigger fight in the States than Charlo versus Tim Tszyu.
Have to show us why you deserve.
Here's what he said again. This is also from that sit down.
Have to show us why you deserve that, right? You have to beat somebody. You have to compete against people like me, people like us, to show us why you deserve to fight for that #1 spot. Like, you fighting for all the belts, every single belt. You know how hard it was for me. This is my third one. This is my third title shot. It was hard. I had to fight guys like her. I had to fight guys like, you know what I mean, like Jamel twice. Like, it was rough. You know what I mean? I didn't get, like, how? Like how? Whoever I got to pay, I would have paid him. Shoot, who I had to pay. Like, come on, man, for me to skip the line like he just did, he skipped. He skipped, bro.
So, 21 fights in, man. I've fought everyone that I could have.
I agree with you, brother. I agree. And listen to me, you have probably one of the best managers there is in boxing. And
It's not just management, man. It's being able to.
But it's got management. It's all management. It's all management, though,
it's
brother.
about getting rid of whoever is put in front of you.
But management had to match you up with like that, right? Management had to match you up like that, and management had to speak up for you for whatever WBO, whatever ranking you are number one in. Management had to talk for you. Management had to speak up. Management did a great job with you, brother. Like, and then I'm not knocking no skill. No skill is involved with that. Management made that happen for you. Management did a good fucking job with that.
I made it happen.
No, you won the fights. Management made it happen for you. You won the fights.
But if you don't win the fights, none of this is possible.
Amen. But listen to me, the people that you beat, come on. I could have tore my Achilles and beat those guys,
you just
man.
said Terel Goucher,
No, Terel. You get all. That was a great win for you, brother. That's a great win. That's the only win I give you credit for, though.
Right.
The only one I give you credit for, but that's a great win, though.
Yeah.
I give you credit for that.
I do admit it as well. Me and Big J were talking about it. Is that he's got a hell of a management and aggressive promotional company for them to get him where he's at, and also Tim Tszyu sells out over there. This is going to be a big event over there. Me and Big J are going to be talking in more detail about this fight after the press conference, which it will be in about 47 hours or so. We're going to be streaming during the final press conference and the weigh-in, and we will be here on Fight Night coverage. Here is the last little clip I'm going to show from the face-off with Ben Damon.
Annoys you more? Is it them saying you don't deserve to be here because of who you've beaten or haven't beaten, or
Look,
them saying
I
that it's your surname?
understand fighting for 4 belts is the Super Bowl. It's the.
Thank you.
I understand.
Thank you.
And
Thank you. You ain't even made the playoffs yet. How the fuck you end up in a Super Bowl?
And I had the opportunity to fight for this belt, for all the belts, even though I was ranked as for the mandatory. I understand all of that, but I as a warrior I am, and I welcomed the challenge with both hands, and I wanted to challenge myself. That's the fights I want.
Love
you
it.
come into this sport for one particular reason. That's to fight the very best, to fight for a shitload of money, and to fight for all the belts. So I'm trying to tick every box on that list.
Annoys you more? Is it them saying you don't deserve to be?
Yeah, and basically the gist of the sit down was, and he's been talking about this all week. He even did a 1-hour interview with Ben Damon talking about it a couple of weeks ago. I don't believe, when was Ben Damon here? I forgot when he was here, but anyway, he was talking about, like, you can tell that even though he's being cordial and nice and respectful, he's like, how the fuck did Tim Tszyu just get where he is? Like, to be able to fight for all of the belts?